What's up, everyone? I am here with Adam. Adam went through my online program starting back in, I believe, day one was the day after Christmas, December
Yeah.
26th. So he knocked it out right after Christmas, got on the grind, and we're just basically going to go through, his experience in the program. So, Adam, let's go through a couple questions here. So, the first thing, let's kind of go over what do you feel like you were struggling with, or like what was your main struggles before coming into the program?
Yeah. For me, it was mostly consistency. Like I had been an athlete back in college. I was a personal trainer myself for a few years, and then over the last decade, just kind of been up and down and up and down. And I would do random things here and there. So, some random lifts in the gym. Um, Big into biking, so I would do a lot of biking, probably too much biking looking back. Um, but yeah, the main thing for me was I just could never get consistent. So I was kind of all over the place with regards to like weight fluctuation and just activity level. And especially in the wintertime, like that's why I contacted you the day after Christmas, because I knew like we're going into 3, 4, 5 months of darkness and cold, and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna sit on the couch. So yeah, definitely needed some structure to what I was doing. And then for me, as you know, I've got another baby on the way, so that'll be baby girl number two. And
Oh
I
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I really felt like I could be a better father, better husband if I got myself in shape and like got consistent and took care of myself so that I can, be there for the kiddos. So yeah, that's why I
ab-
reached.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I love it, man. Yeah, and I think you're a good example of somebody that, obviously you had a training background, so you're coming in this with some experience. Um, but obviously, as we'll kind of touch on here, like I'm sure there's, I learned a lot through the program as well. So that was good that you kind of coming in with at least some experience. Um, so I guess let's go over. So what were some of the things that we implemented that you think helped a lot, both from like a workout standpoint and a nutrition standpoint?
Yeah, from a workout standpoint, just lifting 4 days a week consistently. I don't think in my entire life I've ever lifted 4 days a week for one
Hmm.
week. So just having 90 days of consistent, and then beyond that, just really helped me get into a routine. Like I knew, all right, I'm getting up at 6 a.m. I'm going to knock out my workout Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to get my cardio in Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. And so it just really structured it so that I knew and my family knew, like, hey, Adam's going to the gym at this time, like no questions asked. So
Hmm.
it really gave me a lot of consistency, and I was able to kind of lean into it and just yeah, take advantage of that time. And then from a diet standpoint, as you know, I'm vegan, so I think the first week I recorded my, and it's funny because I hate when people ask me like, "Oh, where do you get your protein from?" As a vegan, question, but I was probably getting like 30 grams of protein a day, and then we upped it to 220 grams of protein a day, like
Yep.
overnight.
Yep.
So that was by far the biggest change, like just
Yep.
a massive overhaul in diet. And that was clearly that was a challenge to get to 220, but yeah, just kind of re-taught me how to eat, what I needed. Yeah, that was a big change.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think I just wanted to touch on those two main points is like one, I think you and I we both kind of came from a similar background as far as like, distance running back down and endurance running and all that. And obviously you're doing a lot of biking now. So like, the thing that you were really good at was like, in which I kind of told you was like, okay, how we were training our bodies from like an endurance standpoint back in the day is going to be a lot different than how we're going to be training our bodies, during this program. And you kind of buckled down and dove all in on it, and we're just like, ready to go with the four lifts a week, which is exactly why you saw such great results. And then, yeah, from nutrition standpoint, I always use the example because you commented on one of my stories on Instagram and was like, oh, you try getting 200 grams of protein in without meat because obviously I'm not vegan. And props to you, dude. Like, obviously I told you from the beginning, like, being vegan, like, we can still get it done. It might be a little bit more challenging, but like it's still possible. And obviously, you're the perfect example of like, I don't want to hear anything. Adam's vegan and he was eating 200 grams of protein. If you're not vegan, you better be getting that protein in.
I
So,
think
so
it helps you recover faster too. Obviously, I'm vegan because I believe in it, but
yeah,
yeah, I think with regards to like inflammation and muscle recovery, eating a plant-based diet helped me kind of jump into that 4 days a week from nothing and
yep,
recover quickly and keep going with it. So
yep,
highly
exactly,
recommend.
exactly. Yeah, there we go. Um, okay, so let's go over. So what were the results of your time in the program?
Yeah, results were mostly a shift in body composition. So as I told you, like my goals going in wasn't really to lose weight. I wanted to lose a couple pounds, which I did. I think
Mhm.
it was like 6 pounds or something, seven. Um,
6 to 8.
really,
I think it was 8.
yeah. So for me, it was really about gaining muscle and losing fat. And I've gained a tremendous amount of muscle. I didn't track I should have bought the body fat uh, gauge, which I didn't.
Mhm.
Because I wish I knew that now. Because yeah, the results in the mirror are totally different. I definitely gained a lot of muscle, definitely lost a lot of fat. And really for me, it was about performance, like getting ready for the spring bike season. And like to give you a little bit of an example, like last year I biked almost 4,000 miles. So by this point in the year, I was around 2,000 miles, and this year I have like 200 miles under my belt. But
Okay.
I feel stronger and faster on the bike this year than I did last year. So the time in the gym really, I kind of swapped cardio for strength training, and the results are showing. And I'm going to get faster and faster as the year goes on. So that's the biggest one for me. And just yeah, feeling stronger. I'm addicted to the gym now. I'm becoming a gym rat.
Yeah. That's great. No, dude, and really you're like the perfect example of really what this, what I like set out with this program to do, which is which as you know is the main mission is like we want to change our body composition. So like if you have not seen Adam's before and after pictures, they're on our website, they're on the Instagram, but like dude, your before and after picture is just the textbook example of why like you still dropped 8 pounds. Like 8 pounds is not nothing. Like 8 pounds is a good amount. But I think to the novice person looking at your before and looking at your after, I think they'd be like, oh yeah, it's probably, 15, 20 pounds. It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's like 6 to 8, a lot less, but a lot less body fat, more muscle mass. So like, that's just a perfect example of like how important, transitioning your body composition is. And you hit it right in the head with the workouts, nutrition. When you crush both those things, body composition changes, and that's exactly what you did. So nice job.
Yeah.
And that's great that you're feeling faster on the bike too. That's a that like we said going in this, like obviously goal A and goal B type deal. And I kind of reiterate to you like this is going to help you. We might not be biking as much as normal, but I promise you like this is going to help your biking. When we're done with this as well, and it sounds like it has. So that's great.
Yeah. And
Um,
the other goal I had was I want to be able to go for the occasional run without getting hurt. And I went for a
yep.
run the other day, and I didn't feel great. Running still is awful.
Yeah, I was say, yeah,
But I didn't get hurt. Like normally I go for a run and like my back will hurt for the next week and I'm just out of commission. So it feels
yep,
good to be able to like move athletically, go do things that I want to do. If I want to jump in a 5K or whatever, like I'm not worried about getting hurt. I might be worried about being
exactly.
slow. That's
Yeah,
not neither here nor there.
yeah, yeah. No, and that's another. I'm glad you brought that up. That's another thing that we went over as far as like me telling you as far as the distance runner background is like, look at most of these flare ups, most of these injuries that we have, whether it's running, whether it's biking, they all come back to us being weak somewhere. So it's like with us, strength training 4 days a week, specifically our glutes being a lot stronger because especially from a running standpoint, that's usually where things break down and then we get all these nagging injuries. But obviously, I mean, you're hip thrusting a crap ton of weight, like we were really hitting it hard, especially on the lower body. We're way stronger. So like, that's the reason why you feel, a lot better on the bike and don't break in half going for a run.
Yeah.
So perfect. So last question is, what would you say to someone who is kind of like on the fence as far as, if they want to join this program or not? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I think I would say just invest in yourself. Like this is this is a worthwhile investment of your time and money. Like it really can reset your mind and help you reprioritize yourself. Like, yes, it's a 90-day like program and you want the results in 90 days. But for me, it was really it re-taught me that I can set a goal and achieve it. And like, I'm, I'm better as a husband, as a father, as an employee, like as a leader, like all the different things I want to be good at in life. If I'm taking care of myself and again, getting up in the morning, getting my workouts done, like it just makes me a better version of myself. So yes, it's a 90-day plan or whatever, but really that 90 days it feels like a long time when you're in it. It's hard work.
Yeah.
It really helps you kind of reset your mind, and it's like you're gonna have hurdles along the way. Like I got sick, all the things that happen, and you're like, it's all out the window now. But you realize that's just a speed bump. You get back into the rhythm, and so for me, like as someone that struggled with consistency, those speed bumps in the past would totally derail me, and I'd be like, all right, I'm done going to the gym forever. And then 5 years later, I might go back. So it really helped me learn you can keep doing this even if you hit a speed bump, like jump back into it. So I don't know, it really helped me kind of reframe the way I think about myself, the way I think about my health, and just carving out some time to prioritize my own health. So yeah, jump in, go for it.
Yes, exactly, dude. And yeah, I love that you said that, because I was, spot on. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the only workouts that you missed during the program was when you were sick.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show, like, obviously you got in here, you got the workouts done, we hit the nutrition the best we could, and you learned to get really good with that. And then, like I said, the before and after pictures, your progress was amazing. And it all goes back to you just being consistent. You had the workouts, you had the nutrition. We got sick. I think we kind of went over some of that stuff early on when things were going like really, really well, like early on. And I was like, I didn't want to say like, it's not always gonna be like this, but it was like, okay, most likely we're going to get sick at some point. There's going to be some type of hiccup in the road. And like, we just know like, okay, don't over stress of it. We just kind of get back in and keep plugging and chugging. And, we got sick for a week, got over it. It was like, didn't even happen. So
yeah. And even, work travel is another one. Like, I'll travel somewhere for a work event, and, that is another thing that would always derail me. Like, I'm on the road for a week. I can't do anything. I'm going to eat at restaurants every night. Like it's just gonna all go to hell. And just the program helped me kind of plan for that and understand like, okay, it might not be the world's best workout, but I can hit the hotel gym and get something in and maintain that consistency and maintain the diet. And so again, kind of gave me the tools beyond the 90 days so that I can keep on progressing and getting stronger.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. And the last thing I want to say is, obviously you have a full-time job, you guys got a little one, and you got another one on the way. So, you're another perfect example of like, hey, it's not like you don't have anything going on. Like you have a busy life, busy schedule, busy work schedule, family schedule. And, still when you make time for it and implement the things that we do in the program, you're going to get great results. So thank you for taking it serious and great work over these past couple months.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate the guidance.
Yes, no problem. Well, thank you guys for watching. That was Adam. If you have not checked out his progress pictures from the program, again, they're on the website and they're on my social media, so you can go give them go check them out. But great work, Adam. Thanks for working really hard and getting it done.
Yeah, thanks, Ricky.